Well, folks, again, this is my part three video of this fascinating area at the 9.3 mile mark on North Shore Road. But looking at that rise and that geological feature is truly amazing. And to get up to that area, it's this short little hike through the desert here. And as I've explained so many times in the past, I just love walking through the desert, these relatively flat areas. It's a joy to look up at all the hills and mountains, but the best part is when you're looking down on the ground, searching for various types of rock specimens. And in these washes, you can find some truly unique specimens, especially metamorphic rocks that have been flushed into this area. But all the different vegetation that exists in the desert is such a special thing to observe. I did notice on this walk a very large jackrabbit. Never seen one that big. Uh, so you got to be pretty smart and pretty fast to live long enough to get that big. Still not have run across in all my years out in this area run across a rattlesnake. However, I have run across a number of coyotes in the distance. And this is getting a little closer, and now hiking up to the higher elevation and get a closer look at all these features up here. Again, there's just a multitude of rock specimens, mostly basaltic, volcanic origin. Some of this is clearly a lava flow, and then other features. It just seems like there's something different, like it's material that's flown in a mud flow or some massive flooding that piled up or created some of these features. Still not quite sure. But these ridges that I'm hiking up towards, it's about a third to half a mile in length. And I'd say a good 50 to 70 yards in width. And if it was a lava flow, you would think it would have been spread out over a much greater width wise, unless a lot of that has been eroded away through the millions of years. And but why were these features left behind? And you have to climb up through this elevation to get to it. There's something underground in that area maybe that's going on that completes the story. But this is a good 50 feet off the floor, 50, 70 feet off the floor of the desert as you get to the top up here. I've been out here so far 5 times hiking around. I want to come out a few more and just keep making observations and seeing if there's other evidence uh, that might point in a particular direction. And as usual, as I've told before, I'm a beginner at all this. It's a fun hobby, so anything I would say has to be taken with a grain of salt. I do enjoy reading the literature in this area to get some sort of beginning information. And I'm always looking for additional information. If anyone has anything, feel free to write something in the comment section that can add to what we're seeing here. And this is the fun part, getting up close after all that hiking. They actually get up close to all this and just take a good look at it and take some more additional pictures and see what's going on here. But much of this material here is fragments that have fallen off from a larger piece at a much higher elevation. Sometimes when I see these mounds, I'm thinking that might be a lava blister. Uh, but then maybe not. And walking over a little bit further to the east, see what else can be seen. This yellowish material, it looks like a sandy silt material. Interesting if that's more of it is underground, but it just sort of makes this little outcrop here. Is this, it's part of the story. Was part of maybe a flooding event that brought it there, or was that laid down before? What's left of a formation that was here before all this activity, or during or after this all this activity? There's a ridge of that white ash tuff in the center there. So there was an ash fall here or something before maybe these features are in that same period of time, possibly. But, as you can see, it extends all the way to the very top. And if the beds of that have got to be 100 feet or more thick. It's nice to have these little ridges that work their way up to the top area. It makes it a nice, easy little hike up there. It's like it's a little pathway up to that particular area. This stuff, like the material in part two, is very, very tough, very heavy, except for the lighter colored material. It has a hardened exterior, but the interior is a white powdery material, easily broken up. That is an interesting surface feature on these large blocks. It's characteristic of the blocks that are to the near west area of this. And a quick look at Black Mesa over there. And North Shore Road is right in front of it. And here's some slides, a series of slides of these various features here. There's definitely a story here, a geological story of that one can present some generalized information, but those features are very unique. Well, anyway, coming back down and working my way back to my truck. This is such an easy area to get to. Just parking along the side of North Shore Road here in Lake Mead National Recreation Area. In the latter part of November, first week in December of 2021. Great weather to get out and hike and look and observe. and do a lot of thinking. It's just really easy to come out and just hike around here along the road in either direction. The Black Mesa Calville Bay volcanics, my understanding that's in a 6 to 8 million year ago range of occurrence. But there's so many factors out here that will always bring a degree of complex understanding of what's going on. You've got horrific erosion that has occurred over the many millions of years. You've got this volcanic activity that comes into the area and disrupts a lot of the normal depositional patterns. And then you have tectonic movement of these various blocks along the various faults in this area that will move large areas in a particular direction. So all that has to be brought into mind when you're trying to figure out what's going on. But to come up with a general, very simple story is, I think that's where the fun is of what's going on, with the reservation of to be wrong. But as far as a hobby, this is a lot of fun. And now we're a little closer to North Shore Road here. And today, like most days, there's a fair amount of traffic coming by. This is a favorite tourist designation, and all of the various places where you can go down to the lake where you can, and go boating. It's just really enjoyable here. Hope you enjoyed the video.